I wanted to get into this. I want to talk about the Washington Huskies football team heading into 2023. So Washington is my favorite to win the Pac-12. It starts at the quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix Jr., some believe is going to be the second best quarterback in the upcoming NFL draft. I think he has a rocket arm. He dealt with some injuries. He had did some nice things in Indiana before he decided to transfer to Washington, play for Kalen DeBoer, their head coach, who heads into his second year. And at Washington defensively, at linebacker, Edufan Olafosho is an interesting guy because prior to the 2021 season, some people thought he would be a top linebacker after the 2021 season, heading into the 2022 draft. He's dealt with some injuries. He's going to come back. Hopefully, he will be a key contributor. They got Braylon Trice, who I'm going to say right now, Braylon Trice will be the number one defensive end in the 2024 NFL draft. Trice is just an animal. I've watched him just repeatedly dominate Pac-12 tackles, and the stats don't even do the justice for Trice. Trice did miss some tackles. This is a guy that was just opposing guards and running backs, tight ends had to chip this guy just to try to stop him, because this dude is just a monster. I mean, power, rip move, quickness off the ball, side to side movement, pursuit. It's all there for Braylon Trice. I think I'm going to put him. I would put him ahead of Jared Verse as of right now, even though I really like Jared Verse, the edge rusher from Florida State. But at receiver, I mean, they have a true three-headed monster and some depth at wide receiver. Jalen McMillan, really nice player. McMillan works out of the slot, it seemed like mostly. Jalen Polk, a really good player. He had a big play against Oregon. Nice game against Washington State. Romeo Odunze is getting a lot of hype as one of the top receivers. I think I touched on him in my NFL draft consensus ranking. He's the consensus number 4 receiver. So a lot of pieces in place for Washington. They started off the season really making a statement against Michigan State in week 3. Really dismantling Michigan State, who was currently a top 15 team at the time. I think they were ranked number 11. So yeah, Washington. And then, so they had the 2 losses back-to-back after they got off to the 4-0 start, 2 losses back-to-back to UCLA and Arizona State, and then just went on a roll, eventually finishing 11-2 and losing to Texas. So that's kind of how things went down. This year they do play Michigan State at Michigan State, but yeah, you got to believe that Kalen DeVore, the coach, good coach. They got a good left tackle, good offensive line overall. There's a lot of clean pockets for Michael Penix Jr. to throw. So good coach, good offensive line, good left tackle, elite edge rusher. I think they have enough, players on the defensive line overall at D tackle. I think they're pretty solid at linebacker. The question mark is in the secondary a little bit, but I think they do have enough talent. So when you combine all those things, and then I touched on earlier, elite quarterback. So you combine all those things, I think Washington wins the Pac-12. I think they are a playoff contender. If they get to the playoff, though, do I think they can make any noise? I don't know. That is definitely a question mark. But Washington physically, the way they've built their team, they can match up in the trenches. They're a lot more of a physical team than I thought. I thought they missed a little too many tackles at times, but yeah, I'm a fan of what's brewing in Washington. And Kalen DeVore's got this program moving in the right direction. If you remember, they recruited pretty well under Chris Peterson. This was not a team that was a slouch by any means under Chris Peterson. Chris Peterson brought in top 15, 20 recruiting classes. Seems like Washington is going to continue that under Kalen DeVore, just kind of finding guys that are not only good college players, but guys that have a skill set that translates well to the NFL. And you see that in Braylon Trice, Michael Penix. So with a combination of NFL guys and all they have in place, I think Washington wins the Pac-12. I think they are a playoff contender. And I talked about this in one of my shorts. Go check it out. I would take their win totals currently sitting at 9. I would take the over on that. With that, thanks for tuning in to the Brant Partial Show. Make sure to stay tuned for more episodes and clips. Till next time, peace.